Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Prairie Meadows here on Friday. It is the 2nd of July 2021. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Prairie Meadows, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Let's look at the stakes action, races 6 through 8. The sixth race, it's the Iowa Derby. It's going for a purse of $250,000. Races for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 9 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, if you want to go by that, or the distance of ground of 1.116 on the Prairie main track. 1,700 meters, 1.116. And I show the diagram, just gives me a second to look down my notes, just bear with me. My top selection, we're going to go take the one-horse Proxy. We'll go 1792 in the superfecta, 1792 super. Top selection, one-horse Proxy. This 3-year-old colt by Tappet. Michael Stidham trains. Joe Bravo gets the mount. And the horse's most recent outing came the 10th of April, Keeneland on the slop, mile 16th in the grade 3 Lexington. And the horse finished 4th by 6 lengths there, and he was just wide, never quickened up, never weakened out of it. He just kind of plodded along. It was an okay effort, but I think something I think he wants. He wants a longer trip. He's not going to get it today, but I think in the future, a little bit longer, like something maybe like the Birdstone next to that at Saratoga, or even that Grand Prix American Jockey Club Belmont in a few weeks, in a few months. That might suit him better. But he ran okay with a class relief today off the bench. I think he's sitting on a very good run. 2 back in Louisiana Derby at the Fairgrounds, mile 3/16. He finished 4th by 3 3/4 lengths, and again, he didn't break that well. Was a little bit wide, and he just was a little lackadaisical. Hot Rod Charlie just ran a little bit better race, and then prior to that, in the Risen Star at the Fairgrounds, about a mile and 1/8 there, he finished 2nd by 1/4 lengths. Again, he didn't break well, which is a kind of a recurrence with him at times, and a little bit wide, and just couldn't get into it. And then you say the race before for the LeCompte where he didn't break well, finished 2nd by a length. If he would have broke a little bit better, he would have made it interesting late. But, he hasn't won since his 2-year-old campaign where he won at the Fairgrounds, first time facing winners, where, again, he didn't break that well, and was shielding the whip, but he still got the job done. Getting a Lasix on today, he's run his best races with the Lasix. At 4-1, we'll give him a shot here. But to recount my selection for the 6th from Prairie Meadows, it is the Iowa Derby. Let's take the one-horse Proxy. We'll go 1792 in the superfecta. The 7th race, it is the Iowa Oaks. The Iowa Oaks grade 3 purse, $225,000. Races for 3-year-old fillies. We have 7 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or the mile 16th trip on the main track. 1,700 meters, a mile 16th here in the Iowa Oaks. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 5 horse here. The Grass is Blue. We'll go 5-1-2-6 in the superfecta. 5-1-2-6 super. Top selection of 5 horse. The Grass is Blue. 3-year-old filly by Broken Vow. Belmont trains. Junior Alvarado gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 14th May of Pimlico, mile 8th in the grade 2 Black Eyed Susan. And the horse finished 6th by 17 lengths there. He didn't break well, was stupidly wide, and was just behind the A-ball, never getting into it. Throw the race out. It was more of a trip than her fault. Coming here, much lesser quality horses. I think she's sitting on a very good run. 2 back in the Gazelle at Aqueduct, mile 8th, April 3rd. And the horse finished 4th by 7.5 lengths there. And a little bit wide, but was gaining some ground late. Got beat by a much better horse search results, but still, nothing bad about that race. And then prior to that, in the Busher at Aqueduct, 1 mile 6th of March, she finished 3rd by 6.25 lengths there. A little bit wide, was gaining ground. Might have won a little bit more trip, but it's, again, not a world's worst race for her. And then Besanda at Aqueduct, mile 8th in late January. Everything her own way, winning by a length, closing up from mid-pack. An all-around great run there. And then a decent third in the Anne Arundel, where she was closing up from nowhere, from a horrible beginning at Laurel with that mile 16th run. But she still ran her heart out there. But coming here today, training well at Churchill, 5-1, first on the barn. Let's use her. So to recount my selection for the 7 from Prairie Meadows, it is the grade 3 Iowa Oaks. Let's use the 5 horse. The Grass is Blue. We'll go 5-1-2-6 in the superfecta. The featured 8th race now from Prairie Meadows, it is the Cornhusker Handicap. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $300,000. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. We feel the 7 horses going to the main track. Very good quality group of 7 horses going the distance of ground here of 1,800 meters, or a mile and 1/8 on the Prairie main track. 1,800 meters, a mile and 1/8. My top selection, we're going to go take a shot with the number 7 horse Modernist. We'll go 7-5-4-3 in the superfecta. 7-5-4-3 super. Top selection 7 horse. Modernist is 4-year-old colt by Uncle Mo. Belmont trains. Junior Alvarado gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the Pimlico Special. Pimlico, mile 3/16 on the 14th of May. And the horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths there. And he just kind of stalked all the way around the race course. Last Judgment just ran a terrific race on the front end to win. But this horse, was definitely second best and was really, running a decent race. Coming here, should jump a few more buyer points and sitting on a very good run, trending well at Churchill and at Belmont. Two back in the Excelsior at Aqueduct, mile and 3rd of April. The horse won by 2.5 lengths. A very lesser quality horses he was facing that day, but he got the job done from a tracking position. An all-around good race, and then the seasonal reappearance at Tampa, mile 16th in the Challenger. The horse finished second by 2.25 lengths. Again, Last Judgment basically floated around the racetrack on the front end, but this horse was gaining ground late on a very tough, deep track there. And then his final start 2020 came in the Peter Pan at Saratoga opening day last year over the mile and 8th, where he finished 5th by 12 lengths and just had nothing, absolutely nothing there. And I bet him, should have bet Country Grammar, who won very easily. But his early 3-year-old campaign was very good. 2 to 3-year-old campaign was good, and then he lost it towards that end with the Belmont and the Saratoga race. But so far as a 4-year-old, he's run these decent races, and like I said, he's been on the up and up. 5 to 1. Let's give him a shot here. You can't throw out the 5-horse go either. Brad Cox trained. Joel Rosario gets mount. I was recently the Met Mile. I think he needed the race there from a weird post draw. But coming here, lesser quality horses, and even money will use him. It wouldn't surprise me if he just wins by a dozen. But like I said, use him in the multis. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Prairie Meadows, it's the Grade 3 Cornhusker Handicap. Let's take the 7-horse Modernist. Give kudos to the 5-horse Nick Go. We'll go 7-5-4-3 Super, 7-5 in the multi race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5. Good luck, everybody.